I look at this thing as nothing more than a state-run FULIZA. Nothing, not much different. It's much ado about nothing, really. The government, of course, the cabinet in its memo said it's revolutionary. It's going to do away with all the predatory lending practices and so forth. And there's a lot of lofty statements about it, but it amounts to nothing really, as far as I'm concerned. I look at it differently. The reason is because both at the time, the amount of money that is being given. Don't look at the size of the 50 billion. That's nothing compared to FULIZA alone gave out 585 billion in 2021. Not to add Mshwari and add the KCB one, it's the kind of money that people have been giving. So for the government, 50 billion, even if you give each person the maximum of 50,000, how many people will get it? It's only 1 million people will get it. If you look at how many Kenyans are jobless, and we're told this is supposed to help people, who are jobless, people who are down there looking for small and micro enterprises, and so forth. The registered micro and small and medium enterprises alone with that authority are over 7.5 million. Those who are registered with those guys alone. And you create all that expectation that the government is going to give people money to create jobs so that everyone can fend for himself. And then you talk of 50 billion. I think in my view, and then you set up something that will really exclude the entire micro. If we look at the definition of the micro and small and medium enterprises, they're excluded by this fund. Because you're looking at those businesses where the minimum is 500,000, people who do at least turnover 500,000, who employ at least 10 people, and going up to 100 million. If you are doing a 1 million shilling business or 2 million shillings business, and you're told you'll be given a hustler fund of 10,000 shillings, because majority of people will not get the maximum. I'm sure most people will get 10, 20,000 shillings. 10, 20,000 shillings is not going to be something that you would really feel it's going to change or to expand your business, because they said it's going to be used for expanding businesses. And they listed it in that fund regulation. They said small and micro enterprises, SACCOs and chamas, and those guys you can't do much with. The only people who might benefit from this money are the people who are already on FULIZA, who will find the rate of interest is lower on this one compared to FULIZA, because FULIZA would charge you, if you are taking anywhere between 25 to 50,000 shillings, they will charge you 25 shillings a day. That will probably, if you are taking about 50,000 shillings, that will come to about 18% in a year. This one, you're going to get it at 8%, and probably another 5-6% you're going to save. So there isn't an awful lot of difference, especially if you are taking that kind of 50,000. But so in my view, yes, it's and the reason why what Wendy said about the other funds, by the way, the other funds, I was just looking at the total amount of money that has been taken for the women and the youth and all other government funds, combined for the last 15 years. It's less than 35 billion. 15 years. And the reason is clear. One, the amounts are too small. Two, the requirements, eligibility requirements for you to register, as groups, as this, as that. And then, they have not been very useful. But for most, it is because of the size and the mode of disbursement. This is why they have moved very fast, these guys now. They have changed in the last couple of months from you're going to register, you're going to do this. Right. But now it is FULIZA. You just go to the phone and apply the same way you apply for the other one, and we'll give it to you. So that's
what is it that
why
people
do you
are
think
looking
that
for?
Is?
What are people looking for? Because it sounds like, if you look at this, yes, it's a FULIZA, but why was FULIZA also very popular? Why has FULIZA become very popular?
The ease of getting money.
Ease of access.
Accessibility. That was the most important.
Okay. You
don't waste a minute. In 1 minute, you get your money. 10,000, 20,000.
Already you have it.
You have it.
If you look at the information that we've gotten from Safaricom, from the bank that they use, the KCB, the NCBA, and then also from the Central Bank of Kenya, from Equity, about that micro lending on a short-term basis. It's basically like operating capital for small businesses. You go to borrow money at about 3 a.m. and then you pay that money by 10 p.m. And they have noticed that this is a big thing. So if the hustler gets this access to this money at 8%, which unlike the others which are offering at a different percentage, isn't that helping these businesses grow? It's keeping them afloat. It's helping them get that money that they need. You need this operating capital on a daily basis, so you're getting it.
It depends on the business that's going to help. I've said that. It's going to help those small businesses. I have in fact looked at it and said, okay, Mamango, if you are doing vegetables, you are a Mamango, for you to get a few...
to buy stock for the day.
You know, stocks for the day, 10, 20,000, that will help for you. If you are, doing your shoe shine, you have a stand out there, it can help you. But if you are doing any of those people who are doing micro, small, medium, those who are doing those kind of businesses, small, what we call small businesses, 10, 20,000 shillings is not going to make an awful lot of difference. Yeah. But if they do one thing, make the accessibility easy, just like FULIZA ones, completely. You have access without any stress. And then number two, you don't have any strict eligibility requirements, because that's the good thing with this is the funds. Whether you're using it to pay your school fees or giving it to your wife is not an issue. Nobody wants to know what you do with your money you're borrowing. So we don't know where it goes.
As long as you pay.
As long as you pay back. This one, the focus is it should be for business. Yeah. So then if they remove all those requirements and make it simply like FULIZA, then I could say I'm using it for business. And tomorrow I use it for a trip to go home. I think if you look at it for those businesses, but it's not going to help the objective of the objective was, you remember when the president used to campaign, he used to tell you, our vijana, tutapatia wajira. So for you to take 30,000, 20,000 shillings and then employ somebody else, because you've got some more money for capital, it's not going to be that easy. Yeah.
So you're saying it's not going to be able to help these small businesses grow?
To grow, no. And create and give them opportunities to recruit more people and employ more people.
You cannot scale.
I don't think that is the kind of money most of the small businesses were looking at.
You cannot scale.
Businesses were looking at serious money.
If you are a mamamboga, you will remain a mamamboga. All you have is easier access to.
Easier rate of payment.
The
rate will be cheaper than what you would have taken from FULIZA, yes.